You're listening to an exclusive interview on WNS. Okay, folks, joining us on the show this week, she is the first woman to have won both Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships and is an overall 4-time Women's Champion, the goddess of WWE, Alexa Bliss. Alexa, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, we certainly appreciate you coming on. For all information on Alexa Bliss, you can follow her on Twitter at AlexaBliss_WWE. And we're also getting ready for the big WWE Survivor Series weekend taking place Sunday, November 19th at the Toyota Center. There's also going to be NXT TakeOver War Games that Saturday, Raw, of course, on Monday, and SmackDown Live on Tuesday, all at the Toyota Center. Tickets are still available. Now, you're currently scheduled to face Natalya as long as Carmella doesn't decide to cash in her Money in the Bank contract. So how are you preparing at the moment for Natalya?
You know, I have never actually faced Natalya before in the ring, so I've been watching a lot of her matches and everything like that. I've teamed with Natalya many times when I was on SmackDown, so I kind of know what's in her arsenal and what to expect. But, I haven't really been able to face her much, so I don't really know if she's going to pull out anything new, so I just have to be ready for that.
Any thoughts on if Carmella decides to cash in?
If Carmella decides to cash in, she's going to have to realize that, if she tries to cash in on Natty, that means she has to face me.
Well, how does it feel to be the first, to make history by becoming the first woman to be Raw and SmackDown's women's champion?
It's been amazing. I've been given a lot of opportunities at WWE and been very grateful for that. And to be able to be somebody who's made history is awesome. It's another step in the women's evolution that we're driving towards, and to keep that going, and it's been a lot of fun.
Now you're only 26 years old. You've climbed the ladder of success very quickly and obtained the dreams that so many have had. How does it feel to reach that level of success at such a young age? And what challenges lie before you?
It's been an amazing year. I had my first WrestleMania as SmackDown Women's Champion, and I didn't know that I would have my first WrestleMania like that. So it was amazing, and to have so much success in this year, it pushes me to make next year even better, and hopefully have our women main event at WrestleMania. That's my ultimate goal.
Now, of course, you would be in that main event match. Who would you want to go up against?
Maybe Asuka, because they say she's undefeated, but I don't believe in unbeatable.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, she did make her debut at TLC, and she did join the Raw roster, so maybe your paths will cross sooner than that. Would you have preferred to see her over at SmackDown Live, or do you welcome the competition from the Empress of Tomorrow?
I'm a fighting champion, so I welcome any competition here. I think Asuka is definitely something that Raw needs to, keep this evolution going, and it's been amazing, and I think Asuka is the perfect person to do that.
Very nice. Now, it's no surprise in your more personal life that you're a fan of Disney and cosplay. You've even paid homage to Harley Quinn and Iron Man and many others with your ring attire. So I got to ask, who's your favorite, not necessarily just Disney character, but who's your favorite character to dress up as? And with Halloween right around the corner, who do you think you'll be dressing up as?
My favorite by far has been the Chucky. Freddy Krueger has been my favorite, and tonight I'm hoping to be able to dress up as Chucky for Halloween.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome. Now, you've been on Xavier Woods' Up, Up, Down, Down a couple of times playing video games. Do you normally play video games? Or if yes, what's your go-to game? And how was it seeing yourself in the WWE 2K games?
I do. I love video games. I'm not very good at them, but I love playing them. I just got the new Crash Bandicoot. I have the Nintendo Switch. I'm constantly on that. Recently, my fiance and I went on this little kick where we just kept buying all the old school games, gaming systems and games, and we're playing older games. And I was totally addicted to Frogger for a little bit. I like the more easy games. The ones that are really hard and storyline driven. They lose my attention so quick. So I like the easier games. But I love playing games. And the fact is that I saw myself on 2K was awesome. Who wouldn't want to be in a video game? It's really cool.
Now, are you one of the people who, in that particular game, do you play as yourself or do you play as others?
Oh, absolutely. Totally play as myself.
Very cool. You're also joining the cast of Total Divas. What's your thoughts on being on the show? And do you watch the episodes going, oh, yeah, I remember that?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun being on Total Divas. I didn't really know what to expect, but it was a lot of fun. And there's a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, a lot of fun moments, and I'm just really excited to watch it air and, relive every moment.
As far as transitions go, you've gone from NXT up to the main roster. Being on the road on NXT and being on the road as part of the main roster, two completely different things. So what for you has been the most difficult transition?
Ooh, the most difficult transition, I'd have to say the travel. It never ends. It's every day is a different city, and in NXT, it's a hard schedule in itself, but, you're sleeping in your own bed every night. But being on the main roster, you're hardly ever home, ever. And I think that's probably my biggest challenge is, the travel, the schedule, and just keep going. And I always say I have to live on caffeine and concealer because the road, you don't sleep, you just constantly going, but it's also a lot of fun at the same time.
Who's usually your traveling buddy?
Nia Jax.
Oh, very cool. Y'all get along outside of the ring?
Oh, absolutely. We're best friends, which is something you also see on Total Divas.
How did the women's revolution impact your career?
The women's revolution has impacted, I think, everyone's career. It's such a good time right now to be a woman in WWE because they have, women as the forefront in a lot of sports industries right now. And the fact that WWE was kind of the start of that is awesome. And, we're always looking to keep it going and show that, in the ring and out of the ring, our women are just as good as the men and we can do exactly what they can do. And the fact that all of our women are on board to show that is amazing and a lot of fun.
Now, you've had this uncanny ability to maintain poise in the ring whenever the crowd is trying to do their infamous what chants on you. You've managed a way to find a way to tame them. How did you do that?
Well, so the first time I didn't really do that well. The first time I just yelled at them, and I was like, okay, I can't do that. That doesn't do anything. So then I just started thinking of like little ways that you can manipulate the crowd, try to turn it around, and every time so far, knock on wood, it's worked. So when that doesn't work anymore, to try to shut them up, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you always got to be like 2 steps ahead.
Very cool. Now you've obtained the goddess of WWE. You're also Little Miss Bliss, 5 Feet of Fury. Are there any other nicknames that people might not know or are aware of?
Well, there's been a few times where I've been called the Wicked Witch of WWE, which, is whatever. I feel like that's kind of fitting.
How do you feel about Corey Graves, his reaction every time you come out? It's almost like Christmas all over again.
Oh, it's amazing. I feel like that's how everyone should react when I come out.
Now, you've gone from cheerleader to bodybuilder to sports entertainer. Where did that transition go? Like, did you always wanted to be in the WWE, or did you always want to be a professional cheerleader? Was it the bodybuilding? Take us through your journey.
So I had watched wrestling growing up. I was always a fan. My family, we'd get together and watch it on Monday nights. And after college, I did bodybuilding to help gain weight in a healthy way from suffering a couple eating disorders. And so that's why I quit college cheer, was to do bodybuilding to gain weight in a healthy way. And after getting my pro card, I wanted something else to do. And my trainer at the time had told me that WWE was having a tryout. So I knew that I didn't want to pass up that opportunity. So I went online, I sent in a video, hoping that something would come of that. And I ended up getting a tryout from the video I sent. And after I tried out, I was moved to NXT, or it was FCW at the time, in Tampa. And within 4 or 5 months, and I've been wrestling for the past 4 years.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, you did mention that you did have a eating disorder at a younger age. You were thankfully able to overcome that. So being a public figure and having that past, what advice do you tend to give to those who might be going through the same thing, anyone who might be listening to this exact interview?
I always try to show that, there's so much body positivity to be had, and your life isn't measured what's on a scale or what size you wear. When I was going through that, I didn't really have anyone to look up to, make me aware of that. So that's been my goal, is to be that person for people that have struggled with any kind of body issues. There's more to life than all of it, and you can't let it consume you. And it's not, the journey is not a sprint, it's a marathon, and it's a day-by-day process. And the more you accept the process and love the process, the more you'll start to love yourself. And that's kind of always been my message ever since then.
Growing up a wrestling fan, what would you say has been your favorite match to watch?
Ooh, I still reference Trish and Lita when they made him at a Raw.
Mm.
Because it was such a moment for women in WWE. And I love that match. And I would watch it over and over and over again.
And we always like to ask this one because you never get the same answer. Is there any type of on-the-road story, any kind of adventure that you went on, just kind of blew your mind? Oh, my gosh, how did that happen? Anything like that?
I feel like being able to travel the places we travel every single time. This past year we went to Rome, and I've never been to Rome. So to be able to explore Rome and go see everything, it's just like, wow, our job is so cool. We get to go to all these places and explore and see the world, and I think that Rome was definitely one of those places for me.
I bet your passport is just completely filled out by now.
Oh, totally.
What has that just been mind-blowing, getting to see all the countries around the world? Or, how much time do you really get to go and visit? Because I know you travel, you go to the venue, you perform, you might have a day in between shows. So how much time would you really get to go and sightsee?
Oh, we don't get much at all. A lot of times we see the airport, the venue, and then another airport. But usually on our international tours, we have usually in the mornings or after the shows if it's an early show. So you don't really get more than a day. But I try to just take advantage of the time that we do have at each place and at least try to sightsee a little bit.
Well, very cool. Well, again, we certainly appreciate you coming on. Like I said, getting ready for WWE Survivor Series weekend. It's going to be taking place Saturday, November 18th, all the way through Tuesday. There's going to be the NXT TakeOver War Games, Survivor Series, Raw, and SmackDown Live. Tickets are available right now. And for all things Alexa Bliss, you can go online. Her Twitter account, Alexa Bliss _WWE. Are there any other social media accounts you like to plug, or you usually keep it to Twitter?
I'm always on my Instagram, which has a ton of underscores in it. It's Alexa _Bliss _WWE _ because there's so many people out there that have taken all the other versions of it, so that's what I had to deal with.
all the fake accounts have taken yours.
Yeah.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Is it flattering, or is it kind of creepy when you see people making all those posts about you?
I don't mind it until I try to start finding an Instagram username, then all of them are taken.
Well, very cool. Well, Alexa, it's certainly been a pleasure, and we certainly appreciate you coming on the show. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. You too.
Bye-bye.